Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnanandina Salakaya Sakshur Militanyena Tasma Sri Gurave Namaha Namo Varanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvise Namaha Vanchakalpatarupyascha Kripa Sindhupya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Today we have the very auspicious day of Jai. The very auspicious day of Lord Shiva, Sri Shivaratri. And I will recite a prayer, actually three verses of in glorification of Lord Shiva, recited by Gurudev, and Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Maharaj at the installation festival for Sri Sadashiva Gangadhar, because we know Lord Shiva has two manifestations, one in the material world as Sambhu, and the other manifestation as Sadashiva in the material world, as the best devotee, the highest Vaishnava. So Gurudev is explaining this by reciting these verses. Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj spoke in depth about the position and power of Lord Shiva. In particular, he summarized the Gaudiya Vaishnava's view of Lord Shiva's relationship with the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, and explained how Shiva's merciful glance uplifts the souls of this world. During this lecture, he cited his pranam mantra for Lord Shiva. Devadi Devam Ahi Bhushanam Indukasham Panchananam Pashupatim Varadam Prashanam Gangadaram Pranata Palakam Ashutosham Vande Sadashiva Haripriya Chandamolim. The God of all gods, garlanded with a snake, shines like the moon, which he wears on his crown. He has 5 heads, carries his Pashupat arrow, grants boons, and is naturally satisfied. He holds the Ganges, protects those who bow to him, and is easily pleased. I offer my obeisances unto Sadashiva, who is dear to Hari. So also when we come to Sri Navadvip Dham Mat, Gurudev created a very beautiful temple outside the mat for Sadashiva Gangadhara. And as custom, we first go to Sadashiva, bow down to the lingam there, circumambulate 3 times the temple of Lord Shiva, and then we enter the mat. That is as a custom. And then the other verse Gurudev recited. Srila Govinda Maharaj also cited other important verses and mantras for prayer and meditation upon Lord Shiva. Nimna Ganam Yata Ganga Devanam Achuto Yata Vaishnavam Yata Shambhu Purananam Idam Tata. As the Ganges is the greatest river, Achyuta the greatest deity, and Shiva the greatest Vaishnava, so Srimad Bhagavatam is the greatest Purana. So I looked that up, the Achyuta, the greatest deity, and it means, Achyutam means who is eternal, who is imperishable, who is indestructible, who has no birth, no death, who is forever present, who can neither be created nor die. that is Achyuta. That is a name for Lord Vishnu. Then another Shiva from the Shiva Purana, Gurudev recited. Always meditate upon Shiva, the greatest of the gods. His body shines like a jewel and resembles a silver mountain. He has 3 eyes on each of his 5 faces, which are beautifully crowned by the moon. With his 4 hands, he holds his axe and a deer, and forms the mudras for granting blessings and fearlessness. Mudras are hand positions. He is satisfied as he sits in the lotus posture on a tiger skin and is praised by immortals on all sides. He is the origin and seed of the world. He dispels all fear. And the last, most exalted recitation, that is Lord Shiva, who enters the Rasa Lila and protects the holy Dham Vrindavan. Vrindavana Vani Pate Jaya Soma Soma Mole Sanandana Sanatan Narade De Gopishvara Braja Bilas Yugangri Padme Pritam Prayacha Nitaram Nirupadikam Me. O protector of Vrindavan Dham, O master of Uma, whose crown is the moon, O Shiva, you are worshipped by Sanandana, Sanatan and Narad. O glory to you, O guardian of the gopis. Give me firm, unallied devotion to the lotus feet of the divine couple who play in Braja. Very beautiful. Yeah. So even, John, certain things are very, still very inconceivable yet, or very ununderstandable. These are all transcendental vibrations. So even though we don't, many things we don't understand yet, but eventually, gradually, we by the mercy of the Lord and the Guru, we get entrance in all this understanding. But before that, even these are transcendental names, transcendental energies that are for our purification. So this is from Sri Gaudiya Darshan, and I read 2 explanations of our gurus, Srila Bhakti Rakak Goswami Maharaj and Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj, about the functions and the position of Lord Shiva. All these what we recite and what we're hearing today are from Sri Gaudiya Darshan. Dual functions. Srila Bhakti Rakak Goswami Maharaj explains the identity of Sri Advaita Acharya. How is that Advaita Acharya can be Mahavishnu and Sadashiva? Srila Sridhar Maharaj. Sadashiva and Mahavishnu have similar positions. The Jiva Tattva as a whole is represented in Shiva. If the whole Jiva Tattva is represented in a symbolic way, that is Shiva. And Shiva has a twofold characteristic, adaptability for 2 sides, for this material world and the spiritual world. Once, he can exploit this misconceived world, and 2, when he goes to serve the real world, he is called Sadashiva. That is the more original representation of the form of Shiva, there in Shiva Loka. Here Shiva is utilized as the first officer to serve in this mundane world, the misunderstood world. That is, Narayan enters here in that aspect, that function, and manipulates things through Shiva. So if we to look at the manipulator, from where the inspiration is coming, then we see Mahavishnu. And if we are to look through whom it is working, then we find Shiva. The delegation of Mahavishnu comes in Shiva as an eternal post, created at the bottom of this whole Brahmanda. Brahmanda is a word for all the universes together in this Brahmanda, in this whole creation. Shiva has the eternal position of an officer, where the delegation of Vishnu in the creation for the management of the world. When we look at the inner function, Mahavishnu is there, utilizing Shiva, the highest representation of this Mayic world, the Jiva as a whole. You know what is this Mayic world? Do you know the word Maya, John? The word Maya? Maya means the material world. Maya. Maya, she's a pure devotee of the Lord who give material things, but she also tests us. Where, she's a pure devotee. So going through this material world, we eventually will see that this material world is not our highest purpose, it's not our most innate nature. And that is what she does. So she presents us with all these material things, and then through the mercy of the Guru and the Lord, she represents material things, and from the other side they recruit us to go back to the spiritual world. And so she has the task to present us with material things for our purification, that we can understand at a certain point these things we don't need anymore. We can detach ourselves from this Mayic influence. So that is her service. And when she sees the souls are having another purpose, found another purpose, she will retire. Whenever any South Indian people approached me while I was there in Madras and asked, is Shiva greater or is Vishnu greater? Then I used to point out that Shiva is a searching type. He is practicing penances and searching after the truth. That means he is not complete. But Vishnu is always full. Generally, a Vishnu avatar is seen to be full within himself and not searching for any higher promotion or higher object. Shiva is the type who is searching, inquiring, and making penances to attain his end. So he is in want, and he is trying his utmost to eliminate his inner want. But Narayan does not do this. He is satisfied, he is full in himself, and we see generally also that when there is a problem that no one can solve, then at last it comes to Narayan. Narayan is the same name as Vishnu. And he comes and solves the matter. His position is like that. He is self-content, and he is the giver of the highest solutions in very intricate cases which cannot be solved by anyone else. Then we go to Srila Gurudev's glorification of Lord Shiva on this auspicious day. Lord Shiva can give liberation. He has that power, and he is a perfect agent of Lord Krishna. In the last chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam 12, 13, 16, you will see Nimnai Kanam Yata Kanga Devanam Achuto Yata Vaishnavanam Yata Sambhu Purananam Idam Tata. As the Ganges is the greatest of all rivers, Lord Achyuta, the greatest of all deities, and Lord Shiva, the greatest of the Vaishnavas, so Srimad Bhagavatam is the greatest of all Puranas. Vaishnavas means devotees, and Puranas and all the Vedic scriptures. The oldest Vedic scriptures actually are the Puranas. Here you can understand that Lord Krishna has given power to other demigods, and also that Lord Shiva is the supreme Vaishnava. What does Lord Shiva chant? He chants the name of Rama. And on whom does Lord Shiva meditate? On his master, Rama, Vishnu. So another name for Vishnu is also Rama, Rama. It means not Lord Ramachandra. That Lord Ramachandra is not the Lord on which Lord Shiva meditates. And on whom does Lord Shiva meditate? Okay. So what is the mood of Lord Shiva? Why does he meditate and chant? When you can understand this, then you can understand Krishna consciousness. Once Parvati Devi asked to Lord Shiva, Parvati Devi, do you know who she is? Huh? Of Lord Shiva, yeah. Which form of the Lord is supremely worshipable? Parvati expected Lord Shiva to say, me, I am the Supreme Personality. But Lord Shiva did not say that. Lord Shiva said, Aradhananam Savesham Vishnur Aradhanam Param. The supremely worshipable personality of Godhead is Vishnu, Krishna. Then Parvati Devi thought, I am not worshipping Lord Vishnu, I am worshipping Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva smiled and said, Tasmat Parataram Devi, Daryanam Samarchanam. Narayan is the supreme personality of Godhead, and someone who worships Narayan worships the highest worshipable Lord. But even more than them is someone who worships the devotees of Narayan. Parvati Devi was very happy to hear this. She knows Lord Shiva meditates on Vishnu and serves Vishnu. She knows he is Vaishnavanam Yata Sambhu, the best of all Vaishnavas. So she thought, he serves Vishnu and I am serving him, so I am in a very peaceful position. Vedic culture was very widely and properly organized in South India, but now it's going in the wrong way. You have seen many wrong things in nature of South Indians, especially in the Brahmin class. They are taking the outer form of the Vedic culture, not the inner form, and in that way they have organized the worship of Lord Shiva. Much class come over this in the time of Ramanuja Acharya. When the Saiva Sampradaya and the Ramanuja Sampradaya rose, the Shankar Sampradaya went down, and the Saiva and Ramanuja Sampradaya clashed. The Shaiva Sampradaya wanted to worship Lord Shiva and no one else, and their style of worship was not proper. We can still see this in South India today. They are very addicted, fanatic. They are, say, The Ramanuja Sampradaya also deviated maybe 100 years after Ramanuja. They began to abuse the Shaiva Sampradaya by preaching Vyagrena Karamani Pi Na Kachet Shiva Mandiram. Their theory was this: if you see a tiger coming to kill you, then even if there is a temple of Lord Shiva nearby, where can you run? Close the door and save yourself from being eaten. Do not go to the Shiva temple. Better to allow the tiger to kill you and give up your body than go inside the Shiva temple. They preached like this in an extreme way. It is not real Vedic preaching, actually. Everywhere there is some systematic adjustment. Proper adjustment comes down from Goloka Vrindavan. Transcendental knowledge comes down and adjusts everything. Everywhere in the Paravyomadam there are abodes and forms of Lord Vishnu, and there are also Lord Shiva's position. Lord Shiva is also Suddha Sattva, but when Lord Shiva comes to the material world as the master of Maya, then he becomes a guna avatar, the controller of the material modes of ignorance. So John, the guna avatar, the gunas are the material modes of nature. So everything what we eat, how we dress, how we speak, how we practice is influenced by the gunas. The gunas are the material nature. And in material nature, there is the lowest guna is ignorance. You can dress in ignorance, you can eat in ignorance. It's like the lowest influence of Maya, like dark. It is people who eat like already contaminated foods, like burned or like with mold, or they speak like very much like they how is that? They curse. They speak the name of the Lord in cursing way. They dress like uncareful, with holes and not washed. They sleep. They take intoxications. That is the lowest. We see that around us. We experience it. Then there is the mode of nature of passion, like what is very prevalent in this world. Working very hard, running everywhere, everything over the top, too much, accumulating, speaking too much. That verse from Sisi Upadeshamrita. Vaja Vegam. A lot of people speaking too much, and what are they speaking about? And they cannot control it even. They speak so much. We all have to speak. We have all have that experience in life, right? It's like a bucket of water. It's never ending. Speaking. They cannot stop. So all accumulating too many things, material things. That is the mode of passion. Then the mode of goodness is the mode that things are nice, things are organized, you can dress clean, you can speak nicely, correctly, inspiring, eat good foods, like nice, which are good for your body. You are organized in your household, you take care of cleaning, you take care of yourself, cleaning. So that is the mode of nature in the material world of goodness. But still, there is no God consciousness in that, unless you transcend the mode of goodness and you offer yourself in a clean way to the Lord, then it becomes transcendental. So even in the mode of goodness, what seems very paka, very correct, it is still influenced by the modes of material nature. And often it is like people are proud of them being so correct and so good in that way. So Lord Shiva is then in the material world as the lowest guna avatar in the mode of ignorance. You know that in Vrindavan Dham there is Rasheshvari Shiva, Kopishvara Jiva, and many other forms of Lord Shiva. We worship these forms. We offer pranam to Kopishvara Shiva in this way. Vrindavana Vani Pate Jaya Soma Soma, Mole Sanandana Sanatan Naradediya, Kopishvara Braja Bilas, Yugangri Padme, Pritim Nichacha, Nitaram Nirupadikam Me. O protector of Vrindavan Dham, O husband of Uma, whose crown is the moon, O Shiva, you are worshipped by Sananda, Sanatan, Narad, and all the sages. O glory to you, O guardian of the gopis. Please give me resolute and unconditional devotion to the lotus feet of the divine couple who play in Braja. Lord Shiva gives entrance to the Rasa Lila of Lord Krishna. He is the doorkeeper of the Rasa Stali. That form of Shiva, however, is not a male form. In the form of a girl, a gopi, he is the gatekeeper of the Rasa Stali. And when we offer pranam mantra there, we use this mantra. We ask him for devotion to Krishna and entrance to the Rasa Lila of Krishna. He gives that visa, and then we go inside the Rasa Stali. So Lord Shiva has two positions. So, asking you, what sort of two positions has Lord Shiva, Gopal?
The two positions of him?
Yes, he has two positions. One in this world and one in the spiritual world. Yeah.
So the position that you told last moment is in the mode, yes, in the
mode of
ignorance.
Yes. Yeah.
That's one. No?
Yeah.
I don't remember the other one.
Yes, and his name is then Shambhu. Shambhu. In this material world, in the mode of ignorance. And in the spiritual world? Yes.
Okay.
Yes. In the spiritual world, his name is Sadashiva.
And he who gives entrance to Rasa Lila, does he have a different name?
Gopishvara.
Gopeshwar.
Yeah, another name is
So actually Gopeshwara and Sadashiva are also different.
What do you say?
Gopeshwara and Sadashiva are also different. They have a different...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Gopeshvara, Lord Shiva, comes as a gopi. And he is giving the visa in the form of not visa as we, just like a comparison. like a visa in the form of a transcendental adhikar, as a transcendental your wealth, what you have accumulated. Your wealth, your spiritual wealth is your adhikar. So at which stage of development of serving and loving the divine couple, that is your adhikar. That is what you have accumulated by your service activities and by your developing of divine love and your yeah, like that. So on this very auspicious day, we ask Lord Shiva for devotion and entrance to the Rasa Lila of Krishna. So Lord Shiva has two positions. One as Guna avatar, that's the Guna, and avatar is like, avatar means like a spiritual person descending from the spiritual world. That is avatar. I think nowadays I'm not knowledgeable about the computer games, but they speak about avatar. I heard, yeah, but that's not right. Guna avatar. What means guna, Gopal, Prabhu?
Shiva in his mode of the ignorance.
That is one part of the guna. There are three gunas. Guna avatar means that avatar who is in that particular nature. Guna means actually the mode of nature. And what are the three modes of nature?
Ignorance, passion, and goodness.
Yes. And only in goodness we can transcend this world.
With devotion, not just goodness, but with the...
What do you say?
With the devotion, with the intention of surrender.
Yes.
Because just goodness is not enough.
Yes. Because also nowadays I hear they use the word transcend. Transcend means actually go beyond. Go beyond the material influence. So that is, but what Pandita says has to be with the awakening of love for Krishna in the heart, even though it's so small, a little awakening. This has happened. That Krishna is supreme. Krishna is the creator, the owner of everything, including ourselves. We always respect everybody, not only Guna avatars, Manvantara avatars or Lila avatars. We respect everything, but we are in the line of exclusive devotion to Lord Krishna. That is our position. Spoken 23rd January 1993. From our beloved Gurudev Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai, and our beloved grandfather or great-grandfather Srila Bhakti Rakak Siddha Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Any additions? Any commentaries? Any questions?
There is, I heard an story about...
Pandita?
Oh, no, it's just, I don't know, sorry. I heard an history with Srila Gurudev. He was telling about that time Srila Guru Maharaj was a bit sick.
Yeah.
So he was looking for some medicines for him. But I don't remember actually well that history. Maybe Maybe you.
You tell.
Well, I think it's true, like Srila Guru Maharaj was feeling very ill and no medicine was helping. And then Srila Gurudev prayed to Lord Shiva, and then the medicine came, the homeopathic remedy came.
That's right.
And immediately, that was Kali Foods? Yeah.
Homeopathic medicine.
Yeah.
Because she
combination of homeopathy and
allopathy?
Yeah,
No,
No.
I don't think so.
only
Just
homeopathy
one globule.
in the brains.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Yeah,
remember
because-
that history.
Srila Govinda Maharaj,
Yeah,
has a special relationship with Lord Shiva. His parents prayed for a son, and Srila Gurudev came. Then his parents always went to a Shiva temple, and when the baby was born, they offered their gratefulness and some offering. The father, the mother, when the baby is born, stays in the house. And then Lord Shiva also was telling the father, take the kajal around the eyes, because that was custom in India, to put some kajal around the eyes of the baby to ward off evil spirits. That's the custom. And Lord Shiva said, take away this kajal around the baby's eyes. He is my son. It's not necessary. I take care of him. And of course, but that is that pastime of his youth. Of course, after that, there were other influences that then the Lord came in by the grace of his guru, Srila Guru Maharaj. He became full-fledged mercy from Lord Krishna, Lord Mahaprabhu, Lord Krishna on him. So then Lord Shiva's influence became more secondary, if I may say like that. That's very nice that you...
He is like the father of the medicines also.
Oh yeah?
Lord Shiva.
I think the god of the medicine is Dhanvantara,
But maybe
homeopathic, but maybe from other medicines.
I think so. I heard that. It's not come from me. It's just I heard that.
Well, what is always very good for us, and I'm also guilty of that we always hear from the right source, because there's so many things that going on, and Gurudev said that, and Srila Prabhupada said that, and might not be completely correct. So we always have to ask senior devotees, is this right? Is this correct? And they will always come with some verses or some evidence from the gurus, what they say about that particular subject.
It may be correct.
What do you say?
It may be correct.
Say that again?
It may be correct that he has the power of the medicines.
Yeah, yes, that may be correct. I've never heard about it. Yeah. But good. Anything else? Okay, we stop here. Jai, Sri Shivaratri ki Jai, Lord Shiva ki Jai, Jai, Srila Gurudev.
Jai.
Hariharaya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Hariharaya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya
Keshavaya Namaha.
Gopal Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudana.
Gopal Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudana.
Giridhari Gopinath Radhanatana.
Giridhari Gopinath Radhanatana.
Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra.
Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra.
Radha Shiva Sari Gora Bhaktavinda.
Radha Shiva
Jaya Rupa Sanatana Bhata Raghunatha.
Jiva Gopala Bhata Raghunatha.
Jiva Gopala Bhata Raghunatha.
Hey Jai Gosair Kore Charana Bandana. Hey Jai Gosair Kore Charana Bandana. Jana hoite Vignana Savista Purana. Jana hoite Vignana Savista Purana. Hey Jai Gosair Jar Manitaro Dasa. Hey Jai Gosair Jar Dasa Bada Pada Renu Mora Panchaga. Dandera Charana Shevi Bhakta Sanivasa. Dandera Janame Janame Mor Deya Hey Jai Gosair Jabe Braje Koila Basa. Hey Jai Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Karila Prakasha. Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Karila Prakasha. Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavana. Anande Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majai Jamana. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majai Jamana. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Kori Asa. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Shri Nama Sankirtana Kohe Narottama Dasa. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Nitai Gaura Hare Bol Hare Bol Hare Bol Hare Nitai Gaura Hare Bol Hare Bol Hare Bol Hare Bol Jai Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Jai Sri Om Vishnu Sri Jai Saparikar Sri Guru Gauranga Sundar Radha Giridhari Ju Ki Jai Om Vishnu Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Srila Guru Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Madhacharya Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Jai Sri Sada Shiva Gangadhara Ju Ki Jai. Sri Shiva Arti Ki Jai. Jai Jai Sri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Premanandi Hari Bol.